Hey guys, welcome to another episode with me, Shashank Gudappa. And today is actually a very insightful episode because today we are going to understand why is Warren Buffett actually investing very heavy into energy stocks? What are these energy stocks that he's investing in? And a lot of people have this question saying, Shashank, why is he investing in oil companies when oil is already sitting at its all-time high? That means, is it going to go even more? But there's also a contradictory news that oil might go down, the prices of oil might go down. So there's a lot of confusion with this, but you know what? He's an expert investor, and today's video is going to understand his mindset on why he's investing, and let's look at the risk reward ratio of what he's doing as well, because there is obviously a risk attached to his investments. And let's look at how much allocation he's put in the energy sector and what is his allocation in the other sectors. The whole purpose of this video is to understand from an expert investor how is he investing and what we should take away from it. Okay, so this is just an educational video, so stay tuned. Okay, so first of all, let me give some context to everyone, right? Now, the oil prices have gone up quite significantly in the last 1 year. One of the major reasons why oil has actually shot up is because of the Russia-Ukraine war. Now, when the Russia-Ukraine war happened, obviously the supply went down. First, if you remember, all these big countries, European and US countries came and said, we will ban Russian oil, we will ban Russian gas. Nothing happened because you cannot ban because you depend on Russia. But they put a lot of other sanctions on Russia. So what did Russia do? Russia reduced their supply of oil so that the price per barrel can start going up. So they reduced the total barrels per day that they were doing. So it reduced from, I think, 12 million barrels is currently what they're doing right now per day. So the price went up. So now they're happy, right? Then comes the other people, right? Who are the other people? The OPEC nations. OPEC nations are basically oil and petroleum companies producing countries, right? Now, these are the Saudi countries. Now, they also came together and they had reduced the production of oil purposely during the pre-COVID, during the pandemic era. Why? Because nobody was asking for oil. So the price will go up too much, right? If the demand is there. So that is what they did. But let's understand more about the oil price, why it's going up, what is it going to do, who is it affecting, and why Warren Buffett is so heavily investing in these prices. Okay, so I'm quickly going to go into screen share mode. Okay, let's look at what the Brent oil futures look like. Now, the price of oil currently is trading at around $104 a barrel. Now, this is the Brent oil futures that is currently going on. And if you look at the last 1 year chart, there has been significant rise from $77 to $104, and it had gone up to an all-time high of 119. Now, that is not good because if you look at the max chart, it is always up and down like this, right? This was when we had the 2007-2008 crash, the price of oil went down. Now, whenever the demand reduces, the price of oil obviously goes down because there's no demand, right? When there's more demand, obviously the price starts going up. So it's a very supply demand kind of a thing linked to it, right? Now, even if you look at this during COVID time, it had gone down because there was no demand, but now suddenly there's massive demand and it's pushed the price up. Now you will be like, Shashank, it looks like this is going to go down. It is already at its all-time high. I mean, not all-time high, but a very high level. It has to go down. Why is it not going down? And why is Warren Buffett investing at this point, right? Now, what has he done? Warren Buffett has basically added a massive stake into Occidental Petroleum. Okay, apart from that, he has two other companies that he's invested in. Now, why is he doing that? He's basically purchased $500 million worth of Occidental Petroleum shares last week, so in the month of June ending, right? And whenever the oil prices started going down and the oil company started dipping, he came and started buying more. Currently, he has a stake of 16.3%, which is a very heavy stake. That means he's going almost a massive amount of money is being deployed here. So it's not a small bet, it's a very big bet. And also he's increasing it more, and people are predicting that he might reach 20% allocation as well. Apart from that, he has also invested in Chevron and BP, which is another two companies that he's heavily investing in this space, right? Now, look at this, right? The oil prices spiked this year, reaching a high of 140 per barrel since Russia's invasion in Ukraine late February. Prices have moderated this month, but why is it still going up? Because Buffett is actually betting that the spike in oil and gas prices won't end anytime soon, and is using some of the recent declines as a buying opportunity, as analysts will predict that the oil price will remain above $100 a barrel. Now, if it remains above $100 a barrel, all your oil companies' quarterly reports will start looking well. Now, there is two sides to this coin. Okay, there is two fights happening, and I'll talk about that. If you look at the S&P 500 energy index, in the last 1 year, it's given a 28% return, right? Now, if you look at the crude oil predictions that people are saying, now there are two sides of this coin. The first side is that, boss, recession is happening. So if recession is going to happen, what will happen? The demand for oil will go down, right? If the demand for oil goes down, then the price of crude oil will go down. That is one aspect, which is saying recession leads to decline in oil price. The second element here is that because Russia and Ukraine are still fighting and there is a lot of demand concerns, there is a lot of supply issues that are happening where supply is not coming into the market, that will boost the price above 100 and keep it above 100 to 150. It might go up even higher is what people are predicting, right? Now, these are two schools of thought. Now, who's right, who's wrong? We don't know. This is the risk reward ratio. Now, why is Buffett investing, even though he knows that obviously the Fed is increasing the interest rate, the recession will come down, the demand for oil and gas will obviously come down. So why is Warren Buffett investing, right, so heavily? Let's look at that as well. Now, if you look at some of the key takeaways, the EIA forecast has predicted that Brent crude for the entire year of 2022 will go on with $103 a barrel, right? Approximately 100, above 100 will be the price over the entire year, right? Why? Because this is happening. Why? Because the price is still there and we have not gone into recession yet, or the increase in supply has not come from the OPEC nations. Now, OPEC is gradually increasing the oil production after limiting it due to the decreased demand of oil. Right now, why is that doing? So these are the two sides to the coin. Now, if you look at the companies that are companies in the space that are doing really well, now what Warren Buffett is thinking, or what even I am thinking, or what even we are looking at from this point, that even though the Fed rates will hike the rates, recession will come eventually, right? Maybe not now, maybe sometime. But recession is what? Basically, demand will go down and we will not spend more. But the major industries will still need oil and gas. And if there is a supply crunch, that will trump recession and it will start going up. The price will start going up even more because we've now just started going into renewable energy. We have not gone fully into it. Renewable energy will come around 2025, 30, 35 ke aspas, we will come into renewable energy. Till then, we still need oil and gas. Now, India, okay, as a nation, look at this beautiful thing. India and a lot of South Asian countries were depending a lot on coal before, right? But when we shifted away from coal, we started using what? Natural gas. Now, Indian companies also need a lot of natural gas to operate, and that is also going to push the demand even more. And if recession comes in and these OPEC countries and Russia starts increasing their price and reducing the supply, then the price of these companies, the price of barrel will always be going up above $100. And if the Brent crude oil prices are above $100 for the next 1 year, imagine all the companies that need this as a raw material will start doing really badly, right? So that is what is happening. Now, as I said, this is the second school of thought. Oil prices fall and recession fears. I'll share all these links in the description below so you can read it. Now, coming quickly, let's go and understand what are the stocks that Warren is buying, right? And how much allocation he has also we'll understand in the next slide. Now, look at this. Warren is investing in this company called OXY. Again, guys, this is not a buying recommendation. I'm just analyzing the company as to why is he buying 20% in this company, right? Now, 1 year graph says this has gone up by 94% and it's continuously rising, right? If you look at the market cap, it is $55 billion. If you look at the PE ratio, it's 8.84 according to Vested. If you look at the earnings, is also looking really good. The earnings EPS per share is also looking really good. Let's look at some fundamental analysis with respect to fundamental data. Actually, let's look at the returns first, right? If you look at the returns, the 1 year returns, it's given much more than the S&P 500 because S&P 500 is done really bad. 6 months it has beat S&P 500. Actually, almost every time it's beat S&P 500 except 10-year return. So now it is going up. But why this company, right? Now, if you look at the revenues are obviously going up really well right now because it was 12 billion, 17 billion, 20, went down during COVID time because lack of demand, and then back to 25 because this is when oil prices also shot down, if we saw it in the graph, right? Now in 25, that means it's going to go up even more. And look at the margins. The margins are currently trading at 30% margin. So this looks very interesting and he's taking a very heavy bet on this company. The second company he's taking a bet on is Chevron Corporation. Now, Chevron Corporation, again, if I do 1 year chart, 43% upside in the last 1 year, $280 billion market cap, almost 4 to 5 times that of OXY, right? So this is also quite significant. Now let's look at their fundamental data again. If you go to fundamental data, look at this. This is more of a, fundamentally strong company because the revenues are significantly high compared to Oxy, the 7 times more higher. And look at the same trend, right? 134, 158, 139. Here the revenues are not, I would say in the last 5-year trend, it's not increased so much, right? Even though it is 158 here in 18 December, it's only 21 December, it's 155. So this has not gone up as significantly as he would want it to, right? Yeah, if you look at BP, right? Last 1 year chart, 9.4%, significantly lower again in the energy business of exploration of oil and gas. Also trades in that now, $87 billion market cap, very low compared to the Chevron, obviously. But look at the revenues, quite significantly higher, but has significantly dropped as a 5-year trend. So both these companies, he's not increasing a lot of stake, but what he's increasing a lot of stake is in Occidental Petroleum, and he's buying it like a mad person, right? Now, you'll be like, Shashank, isn't he over allocating all his money into this Occidental Petroleum? Is he investing too much into the energy sector? What if the other antithesis works and the recession kicks in, demand goes down and the price goes below 100? Then Warren Buffett's entire plan is going to go for a toss. He'll have to exit at a loss, and obviously this will not go on for a very long time because the price will go below 100 and it'll stabilize. For that, we need to understand how Warren Buffett is investing in each sector. Now, if you look at his sector analysis, 91% of Warren Buffett's portfolio is only in 4 sectors. Okay, what are these 4 sectors? Very interesting to understand, right? 40% is in IT. Okay, IT is slightly recession proof, right? IT will always be there, and in IT, majority of his stake is in Apple. Okay, so 42% is only in IT. So, okay, understand this very clearly how his asset allocation is going on, where most of his money is in Apple, okay, which is $135 billion. Apart from that, he's invested 25% in financials. That too, what financials? Companies like Amex, which is American Express, and Bank of America, which are the 2 big banks. It's like we buying SBI over here, right? Now, again, these are very safe bets, okay, for a long period of time. Then he has 11% in consumer staples, which is your Coca-Cola, that he's invested from a very long period of time. And obviously, he has been invested in this for the last 34 years, okay? So Coca-Cola is where, and he gets a lot of dividends from Coca-Cola. Energy is only 11% of his stake, right? Only 11% of his stake is in energy. So even though you feel that he's investing 150 million into Oxy Petroleum, only 11% of his stake is in energy, right? Again, here Chevron is a lot of money into Chevron, which is over 28 billion into Chevron right now. And as we saw, he's also increasing his stake in Occidental, where he has $10 billion stake here. So this is 28 billion Chevron, and this is $10 billion right now over here, right? Now, Occidental, now look at this. Note that this does not include the 10 billion in Occidental preferred stock, which Buffett owns, which provides 800 million in annual dividend. Now, it is a common sense thing, right? If the company is going to do well in this recessionary period, oil companies are going to do well. Oil companies are going to give you good dividends. Paisa hota hai, right? Now he's investing heavy amount of money. He's going to get very good dividend, which is going to be those one-off amazing special dividends that they make. And at the end of the year, Warren Buffett is going to make significant amount of money. Then he's going to exit these stocks when the price goes below 100, and then he's back to normal. So this is exactly what is happening in the Warren Buffett's thing, right? Then we come back. So guys, was that insightful or not, right? I know we have this like 50,000 questions onto oil and energy and gas and macroeconomics. I know you guys always want to see which stock to buy, which stock to sell. But first, I would say knowledge is more important. Understand what is happening in the world, because all these prices of oil that you keep looking at right now also has a significant impact in the companies that are there in India. Your Asian Paints, your paints industry gets significantly impacted if the price of crude oil goes up. So that is why I wanted to come here and teach you guys. Now we know how big people like Warren Buffett actually does, portfolio allocation and portfolio diversification, and how he's heavily investing into a particular momentum based trend right now for the next few years, and depending on what the price of oil is going to play around. So this was a very insightful episode. I hope you guys have watched it till the end. If you have not, then it is going to be a loss for you guys. And if you like this, just click on the like button, share this and subscribe. Thank you. This is me, Shashank Gudappa, signing off. Take care. See you guys. Bye.